Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is our week number 3 lectures after 13 March. The course title is Analysis of Algorithm for BSSC 6. In this lecture, we will discuss insertion sort analysis, but before going into the detail of insertion sort analysis, we have already discussed insertion sort algorithm, flowchart of insertion sort algorithm, that is in detail the working of insertion sort algorithm. We have already discussed the best case analysis of insertion sort algorithm. In today's lectures, we have to discuss worst case analysis of insertion sort algorithm and also average case analysis of insertion sort algorithm. Before moving towards worst case analysis of insertion sort algorithm, we shortly or briefly discuss the previous lecture, that is best case analysis of insertion sort. This is insertion sort algorithm, and this algorithm will accept an array of integer elements, and then the first line of algorithm is j loop for j is equal to 2 to length of a, do k of a of g, and this third line consists of comments, and in the comments does not take any time during the execution. Fourth line is I is equal to j minus 1 while j I greater than 0 and a of I greater than 3. This is the body of line number 6, and 7 is the body of while loop. A of I plus 1 equal to a of I, and I is equal to I minus 1. The last line is a of I plus 1 is equal to k. So from line number 2 to line number 8, all the lines are the part of the body of for loop, while these two statements are the body of while loop, consist on the body of while loop, and entire while loop enclosed within the body of for loop. That is, the algorithm contains nested loops. Best case analysis of insertion sort. Firstly, we see the scenario of data in the insertion sort algorithm. The data may be in this condition. In best case, the data may be that all the data atoms are in ascending order, and we have to arrange them also in ascending order. So in best case analysis, this is the sample of data which is already sorted and will take very small running time. In worst case analysis, the data is entirely in descending order. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 values are in the array. This is 6 element array, and there are these 6 values which are in descending order, and we have to convert them into ascending order. So we have to put much more labor on this kind of data. This is the worst case scenario of insertion sort data, and in average case, let's suppose 50% data is sorted and the 50% data is unsorted. So in this case, We have already seen here in the algorithm that the while loop will not execute at all because data is already in sorted form. So while loop will not execute, while in the average case and worst case analysis, the 50% while loop will execute and the 50% for the 50% data while loop will execute, while the second part of 50% data the while loop will not execute at all. While in worst case analysis, the while loop will never skip even a single cycle and will execute all of its cycle for each cycle of external loop, that is for loop. This is the scenario of data samples, that is data may be all the data in ascending order. This will be the best case scenario. All the data in descending order, this will be the worst case scenario. And if the 50% data is sorted and 50% is not sorted, this will be the scenario of average case analysis of insertion sort algorithm. This is the flowchart of insertion sort algorithm. In this flowchart, we are going to show that this is while loop and this is the body of while loop. This body of while loop contains two statements, and these two statements will not execute. In best case scenario, this section of code will not execute at all. This will not execute at all, and this test condition of while loop will work just like a simple statement of for loop. This is for loop, and for loop contains these two statements: k is equal to a of j and I is equal to j minus 1. As these two statements will work, test condition will also behave just like these two statements, and the cycle of the for loop will become like this. And in the best case scenario, the it will not enter into the body of while loop in even a single cycle of while loop will not execute if the best case scenario existed. Analysis of insertion sort. Here we are showing that this 6 number and 7 number line code will not execute, and you will see that the C5 and C8, C1, C2, C4, C5 and C8 are present in the best case, and C6 and C7 are not present because this is the body of while loop, and in best case scenario this body will never execute. You may see here in the best case scenario C1, C2, C3 and minus 1 number of time, C5 and C6 are present, C7 and 8 are not, C7, C8. These are the total lines of execution of the total lines of code. But in best case scenario, this is best case scenario. In best case scenario, only the C1, C2, C3, C5 and C8 instruction will be executed. C6 and C7 will never execute. This was the best case analysis. We have already been discussed it. We don't waste time on this analysis. We start our today topic, that is worst case analysis of insertion sort. In the worst case analysis, the same body of while loop. In worst case scenario, this section of code will never skip. This will be never skip and will be executed for all cycles of while loop. How many cycles the while loop will wish to execute, these statement will be executed, and no single cycle of while loop will be skipped. So in worst case analysis, the nested loop of algorithm will work. Here, before going into the detail of analysis of worst case, we observe this line of code. For I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to 3, I plus plus. And body of the loop is COUT Hazara University \n. How this execution will work? For I is equal to 1 less than 3, yes, Hazara University will be displayed on the screen. So for value of I is equal to 1, condition will be true and output will be Hazara University. Next time I will be plus plus increment and it will become 2 less than 3, yes, value of I is equal to 2, condition is true, then the computer will execute the body of for loop and Hazara University will be displayed. And in next cycle I will again increment and it will become from 2 to 3. 3 less than 3, no, equal to 3, yes, again Hazara University will be displayed on screen because for I is equal to 3 the condition of for loop is true, and in true condition the Hazara University will be displayed. In next cycle the I will be incremented and it will become from 3 to 4. 4 is not less than 3 and it is not equal to 3. Therefore, computer will not display Hazara University, but for I is equal to 4 value, the test condition becomes false, but this test condition is executed because the result of the test condition, after the execution of test condition, it will become true or false. It means for loop or this test condition will be executed 4 times while the body will execute 3 times. This thing we will discuss in our insertion sort algorithm, that the test conditions executed one more than the number of times the body of the loop executed. That is, if body executed 3 times, test condition will be executed 4 times, and if the body executed 8 times, then the test condition will be executed 9 times. It means that if body of the loop executed 3 times, then loop condition will be executed one more time, that is 4 times. And if body of loop executed I times, then loop condition will be executed one more time, that is I plus 1 times. This was a little bit concept which we will discuss in our insertion sort algorithm. This is the scenario when all the statement 1, 2, 3 up to 8, all the statement of the insertion sort will execute in the case of worst case analysis. So these 6 and 7 lines consist on the body of while loop, and they will also execute, and this while loop will not work as a single statement, but it will execute all of its cycle as per the value of I. If I is equal to 2, 2 greater than 0, 1 greater than 0, and 0 greater than 0, no, then it will execute 2 cycles. But this condition will be tested 3 times, which we have discussed in our previous slide. Here, this is a little bit concept. Here at line number 4, I is equal to j minus 1. If I is equal to j minus 1, then what will be the j? Here on the right hand side, minus 1 is we are subtracting 1 from j, and when we move it towards left hand side, it will become the sign will be changed, and it will become I plus 1 is equal to j. J is equal to I plus 1. Here this thing is simple, that C1 is the single execution time of this statement, while this statement will execute in this algorithm n times, so the total execution time will be C1 into n. And similarly, because this is the test conditions execute one more, it is n, then the body will become 1 less, n minus 1 times. So this statement belongs to the body of for loop, so it will execute n minus 1 time, and this the single execution time of this statement number 2 is C2, but it will execute n minus 1 time in the algorithm, so we will multiply C2 into n minus 1, and in this way there is no complication in the most of the lines in this algorithm. These are 3 lines 5, 6 and 7. These have some ambiguities. Here we see that I is controlling while loop, but when we take that how many times this statement will be executed, we are using the variable j. As we have already discussed, we can convert I into j. If the body of loop these two statements executed I time, then this test condition will execute I plus 1 time, and I plus 1 is equal to j, so we have represented it in the form of j, while if test conditions work are executed j time, then its body will execute 1 less, then each statement of the body of while loop will execute j minus 1 time. So here we are taking j minus 1 for line number 6 and line number 7. This scenario we will discuss in our later slide in detail. This becomes the worst case scenario. In worst case, the array is in reverse sorted order, that is in descending order, and we have to convert it in ascending order. So more and more level will be required to convert it in ascending order. Here T of n is equal to C1. No statement of this previous algorithm will be skipped, that is body of while loop will be executed and each statement will be executed. So here in worst case analysis you may see C1, C2, C4, C5, C6, C7 and then C8. C3 is comment. Line number 3 consists on comments, and it will be its execution cost is 0. So 0 into n minus 1 will become 0. So there is no reference in the total time of C3 because it is the comment in the algorithm in the body of the insertion sort algorithm. Now we will convert these summations into polynomial form. These three summation form, how they are converted. Firstly, see that if j is equal to 2, I becomes 1 because I is equal to j minus 1. 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. If I is equal to 3, j is equal to 3, I becomes 2. If j is equal to 3, 3 minus 1 is equal to 2, I become 2. Similarly, if j is equal to 6, I will become 5. I is controlling the while loop, so 1 means 1 cycle of while loop, 2 means 2 cycle. For I value I is equal to 2 and I is equal to 1, the while loop will execute, and for I is equal to 3 means for I is equal to 3, the while loop will be executed. For I is equal to 2, while loop will be executed, and for I is equal to 1, the while loop will be executed. But for I is equal to 0, the while loop will not execute because condition will become false. These are the instances that how many times the while loop execute. If j is equal to 5, then I become 4, and while loop will execute this 4th cycle. But the test condition of while loop, there is a test condition. We have already been discussed the test condition executed one more. If body executed 1 time, test condition will be executed 2 times. That is I plus 1. It will execute, body will execute I times, and test condition will become execute I plus 1 time, that is 1 plus 1 2. If body executed 2 times, because the value of I is 2, then I plus 1, that is 2 plus 1 is equal to 3, then test condition will be executed 3 times. It means test condition is following the j sample of instances. So we convert the loop control variable I into j when we analyze the algorithm in the worst case scenario. So here always find that a of I greater than key in while loop test have to compare key with all elements to the left of the jth position, compare with j minus 1 element. In the worst case analysis, because the largest value is at the top of the position while we have to bring it at the bottom, so the key value will compare with all the values, rest of the values. That is, if at the top of the array the largest value exists, then it will be compare all the values below in the next sections or the rest of the part of the array, and it means it will compare j minus 1. If there are j elements, then it will compare it into j minus 1 elements. Since the while loop exists because I reaches 0, and the while loop will execute all its cycle. While loop exists mean while loop execute all its cycle until and unless the value of I becomes 0. That is, if value of I is 2, then for I is equal to 2, the while loop will execute. For I is equal to 1, the value will execute, and for I is equal to 0, it will stop. There is one additional test after the j minus 1 test, that is, if I executed 3 times, j is 4, 4 minus 1 is equal to 3, the while loop executed 3 times, but the test condition will be executed 4 times. So that is why we take t of j is equal to j here, summation in the algorithm. This scenario, or in the previous slide, this scenario, j, we write tj simply j, and this scenario, summation j is equal to n, tj is equal to summation j is equal to n j, we simply write tj to only j, and sigma j is equal to n j tj minus 1. This is the execution times of body of while loop, and we write tj equal to j, so it will become sigma j is equal to n j minus 1. How this summation will be converted into this polynomial form? We know that sigma j is equal to 1 to n j is an arithmetic series. I would like to explain it here. Sigma j is equal to 1 to n j is equal to 1 plus 2 plus 3, j is equal to 1, we write here 1, and then summation, insert here the plus symbol, and j is incremented, j become 2, we write here 2, and then summation, insert here plus symbol, and j again incremented and become 3. Here we put the value of j equal to 3, and then summation operates the plus symbol, and the last value of j become n because it is the last limit, and we put here n, and this is the last value of j. This is the arithmetic series, and this arithmetic series is equal to n into n plus 1 divided by 2. We will prove it. For example, let we put n is equal to 10. If we put here n is equal to 10, then we will also put here 10, and in this instance of n we will put n is equal to 10. Then the scenario will become this one, j is equal to 1 to 10 j, and our arithmetic series will become 1 to 10 plus is equal to 10. Here we will write 10, and here we will put 10. 10 into 10 plus 1 divided by 2. We will cancel 2 1s are 2, 2 5s are 10, and it will become 5 into 10 plus 1 11. 5 into 11. 2 has been cancelled, and sum of this 1 to 10 series become 55, and here 11 into 5 become 55. 55 equal to 55. It means this series is equal to this general form of series. Here in our algorithm, the scenario is sigma j is equal to 2 to n. J, what will be? Here j is equal to 1 to n. J is equal to 1 to n. It will become n into n plus 1 divided by 2. But here in our algorithm, it is sigma j is equal to 2 to n and j. You may also see here sigma j is equal to 2 to n j. How this scenario will be converted into general form. So sigma j is equal to 2 to n, j is equal to 2 plus 3 plus up to n. We add and subtract at the right hand side with 1. Adding and subtracting 1 on right hand side of above equation we get. Here we add plus 1 and we subtract minus 1. We add 1 and we subtract 1. So it will become 1 plus 2 up to n minus 1. So this 1 and this 1 has been added and subtracted. The series become this. This scenario we have already seen. This is equal to n into n plus 1 divided by 2. So we put here n is equal to n into n plus 1 divided by 2, and this minus 1 is subtracted from this series. We here write minus 1. This series is equal to this general form, and this series we are subtracting minus 1 from this series, so we will subtract minus 1 from this general form. So sigma j is equal to 2 to n j will become this one, because this is not starting from 1, so we will write like this. If j will start from j is equal to 1 to n, then the series become this one, this general form. So this was the conversion, that is sigma j is equal to 2 to n j become this thing, n into n plus 1 divided by 2 minus 1. We have been proved this thing in the previous slide. Here the next scenario is this one, that is sigma j is equal to 2 to n j minus 1. This is the number of times the body of while or the statement of the while loop will execute. So how we will convert into the general form, that is in the form of n equation. Look at here. Suppose k is equal to j minus 1, because this was the scenario. Sigma j is equal to 2 to n j minus 1. We have to convert it into this form. How it will be converted? We put that j minus 1 equal to k. Let's suppose j minus 1 equal to k. Suppose k is equal to j minus 1. Then for j is equal to 2, supposition is we put here 2. Supposition become k is equal to 1. 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. K is equal to j minus 1. Put here 2. 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. For j is equal to k will become 1. And for j is equal to n, supposition is k is equal to n minus 1. Here we will put n, j is equal to n, because j is equal to n, we put here n, and k become k is equal to n minus 1. This will become. So this scenario will be transformed into this one. J is equal to 2. For j is equal to 2, k become 1. We will write here k is equal to 1. We have supposed that j minus 1 equal to k. We have supposed here k is equal to j minus 1. Put here k, and the last image is n. In j scenario, the last image is n. In the k scenario, it becomes, if j is equal to n, k becomes n minus 1. So we write the last image in this scenario n minus 1. Now look at here. This is the arithmetic series. Sigma j is equal to 1 to n, j is equal to n into n plus 1 divided by 2. And our scenario is k is equal to 1 to n minus 1. Look at here. K is equal to 1 to n minus 1, k. This is our scenario. So in our scenario, the last value of k will be n minus 1. If in the series k is starting from 1 and ending at n minus 1, while j is starting from 1 and ending at n. So if j is starting from 1 and ending at n, we write here n and n plus 1 divided by 2. If k is starting from 1 and ending at n minus 1, we just put here at place of n we put n minus 1, and at place of this n we also put n minus 1 plus 1, we add plus 1. So this minus 1 and plus 1 cancel each other, and it becomes n into n minus 1 divided by 2. N into n minus 1 divided by 2. This scenario has been explained here in the subsection of this slide. A running time will become like this. Now here this equation, we will substitute here the summation will be substituted by the general form of polynomial. This summation will also substitute with the general form. This with the general form of n. In n form we will write summation in n form, this summation in n form, and this summation in the n form. So it will become like this: c1 n plus c2 n minus 1 plus c4 n minus 1 plus c5. Here we have put the summation result calculated here, this, and here we have inserted the summation because this was the summation here, and this result is n into n minus 1 divided by 2. We put here this one, and for second statement of the while loop body, we will put n into n minus 1 divided by 2, and the last statement is the statement of for loop. So it will be executed one less than the limit of for loop n minus 1. This statement is converted into this form. You can solve it: c1 n, c2 n minus c2 will multiply into 1. It will become c2 n minus c2, and plus c4 will multiply into n, and then will multiply into 1. It will become c4 n minus c4, and similarly these statement we will multiply c2 c5 with this thing. They will become c5 n square divided by 2, c5 n divided by 2 minus c5. And here you may see n into n square and n into 1 n square plus n divided by 2, and we separate we will write 2 as a denominator with each fraction n square divided by 2 and n divided by 2. c5 will multiply n square divided by 2 plus n divided by 2, c5 will multiply, and c5 will multiply with this one. Then it will become c5 n square divided by 2, c5 n divided by 2, c minus c5. And similarly C6 will multiply with this one, and C7 will multiply this one. It will become C6 n square divided by 2 minus C6 n divided by 2, and C7 n square divided by 2 minus C7 n divided by 2, minus C8 will multiply with n, and C8 will multiply 1. It will become minus C8, sorry, it will become plus here. It is plus C8 n minus C8. Then we will equate all those terms. That is like term. We will equate the like term, that is C5 divided by 2. C5 divided by 2 n square. N square is common here, n square is common here, n square is common here. This term contains n square, so we will take common n square from this C5, C6 and C7 divided by 2, and also we will take the common from n terms. This is n term, this belongs to n terms, this one is n term, this is also n term, and this one C8 of n. So we will take common from all these terms, and we will write the constant values inside the bracket, and rest there is no n in with this C2, with C4, with C5 and C6, sorry, C8. So we write here C2 plus C4 plus C5 plus C8, and this will become the equation we have converted from this form to this form. Now we suppose that this section consists on constants, and we suppose it into the largest constant A. We suppose this section with the largest constant B, and we suppose this section with the largest constant C. So it will become A n square plus B n plus C. Here you may see this supposition is that this constant is equal to largest constant A, this is equal to B, this one is equal to C. So the previous equation become T of n is equal to A n square plus B n plus C, which is the quadratic equation of worst case analysis. Here it is the scenario of insertion sort, average case analysis of insertion sort. In average case analysis, we have already discussed that 50% data is unsorted while the 50% is sorted. If 50% is unsorted, the while loop will not execute for that part of data, while the rest of the 50% is in descending order. So the while loop will execute for each element of for loop which is in descending order, and while loop has to convert it into descending order. So the total time will become Tj become j divided by 2. Here you may see, suppose that we randomly choose n numbers as the input to insertion sort. On average, the key is A of j is less than half the element in A of 1 to j minus 1 and is greater than the other half. That is, half elements are less and half are greater. On average, the while loop has to look halfway through the sorted subarray. That is, while loop will execute for 50% data A of 1 to j minus 1 to decide where to drop key, that is Tj is equal to j over 2. Although the average case running time is approximately half the worst case, but the execution of while loop will make the combination of nested while loop, and if an algorithm executed the nested while loop, that is, two while loop are nested, then its worst case is running time, asymptotic running time becomes n square. So the average case analysis of insertion sort is also quadratic. This was the end of our lectures. Allah Hafiz, and we will meet in the fourth week lecture in next time. Allah Hafiz.